How we doing, guys? It's Luke here of SimBoxx, and I'm delighted to welcome back onto the channel Mr. Brian Phillips. Brian, how we doing?
All good.
Good man. So yeah, I thought it's an ideal time to get you back on the channel. Really enjoyed our first chat earlier on this year ahead of your comeback. I know you've got a second fight penciled in. But if we can rewind, go back to June. The fight didn't go your way, but clearly you've seen something in your performance to think, I want to do this again. Talk us through how you thought that the fight went, your performance was against Ibrahim Sulaiman, a very talented, highly touted prospect with Matchroom.
Yeah. So I st I was 2 years out the ring. I come back. I was advised to take less of the fights, even fights for more like for better titles, or do a few tickets, get the rust off. But as it didn't get me up for it. I wanted a real fight. I wanted a test, and he also wanted to see how much he had left after the 2 years. And I got in there. To be fair to Abraham Sulaiman, I didn't expect how crisp he was.
Yeah.
I expected him to be fast, younger, sharper. I expected that, but he was crisp. He'd been very active. He actually boxed when I retired from boxing. He started his career, and he'd been boxing while I'd been away,
Yeah.
and the activity is vital, especially as a young prospect. He's been guarded right, and I done everything good. The weight went good. My camp went brilliant. Probably the best camp I've had. It went good. There was no excuses. He was just a little bit crisper on the night. I didn't want to let my shots go as much. I tried to be a little bit smarter, but he was smart as well. He's a seven. I think he was 7-time national champion or something. You don't get them in lucky bags, do you?
Yeah, of course. Just touching on there, you say that you felt it was the best camp ever. If you used to expand on that a touch, would that be the stage you're at in your life at this point? That there's no real, there's always going to be pressure, you're always going to want to win, but there's no real expectations on Brian Phillips now that you're kind of going in there for you, that there's no one, really putting pressure on you to go in there and get the result. Do you think that played a part in the almost relaxed nature in the build-up that you felt it was the best you'd ever performed in camp?
Yeah. So what you've just said there, I actually seen an interview today, Paul Smith, and he's talking about the end of his career. It started becoming a job.
Seen the same
Um,
interview, yeah. Seen the same
Yeah,
interview, yeah.
so that was exactly what. So it was becoming a job, and when you've got to go to a job, whatever job you've got, if your job's bringing multi millions in, it's still a job, and it's like it's on the mind. You're not happy, even if you've got the best job in the world. You still got to go to your job. But what I think is what's the old saying? If you enjoy what you do, it's not a job, is it? So
Yeah.
I don't have to do this as a job. I'm happy. I was happy to walk away and got me kids. I'm rich in other ways, but I felt like I love boxing. Boxing's a part of me. Um, let's go and see if I've still got anything left. And I think I showed. I know I showed that I still have got something left. So why I've still got a good few months on my medical, so I'm still there. I'm still hanging around.
Good lad. Now, I want to be slightly pessimistic here, and it's all if buts and maybes. But had you had been stopped by Ibrahim Sulaiman, do you think you still would have had the same enthusiasm now that you would have continued, or would a stoppage loss at that point have told you, you know what, I haven't got it, or was you going to fight him regardless?
No, no, so not a chance. If I was stopped, if I was ever stopped in my career, um, so these different stoppages, you could talk about different stoppages. You can be knocked out. That can happen to anyone. You can be stopped and you're not throwing punches back, and it's on you a bit, or you can quit, or also your team can stop the fight, but your team can stop the fight to look after you, or the team can stop the fight premature. I've got one stoppage. I've been stopped once. But was I stopped, or did my team throw the towel in? There's so many different ways. But for me, it's like, you know what, I'm willing to, as mad as it sounds, as a boxer, you've got to be willing to die in there. You've got to be a bit mad. You've got to come away from real life, and you've got to go to the gym like a lunatic.
Yeah.
You've got to be willing to, every single day, you're willing to die. You're willing to put everything on the line. You're willing to go hungry. You're willing to go skint. You're willing to go to the depths until the fight comes. And once you're in the fight, you've done all the hard bit. Now, let's see what the fight's actually the easy bit. The fight's the good bit, the Christmas. But in bits of the fight, you're gonna get tested. But that's what the camp's for. You've been tested through the camp. You've gone through them. That's why you've made it to the fight, because you've been tested. You've gone through the camp, and so it's all part. It's all part. But so going back to your original question, if I was to be stopped or knocked out or whatever, I'm done. I'm completely done.
So that's not just about that fight, that's about your career in general. So if you get
Yeah,
stopped in the next fight or 5 fights down the line, that's it, you're
yeah,
done.
yeah. Your health, your world. So before boxing's second. Your health is your world. You see so many fighters. The we actually I actually done a first aid course yesterday with the amateur boxers, and
Mm.
it was talking about your health, and you see like the lighter fighters and they're getting brain damage. Not just the lighter fighters, all of the fighters. There was two was it Japanese fighters who died in the same week.
Yeah.
So boxing's second, your health your first. Your first that's the priority in the main thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very well said. Brian, just before we move on to what is coming up, um, we look at Ibrahim Sulaiman a lot in that fight and say, oh, what did he do great? What did this? Did you surprise yourself with anything in terms of how you performed? Was there anything you thought, hey, this feels like how it used to, or, I'm a bit faster or I'm a bit more powerful? Was there anything about Brian Phillips on the night that you thought maybe surprise yourself with?
No, I was surprised by his speed. That's all. I knew I was going to be I could outman him. I knew I was a little bit smarter in I can stop him throwing punches, but he was just too quick. Um, I think I slowed him down. I think he got bamboozled a few times. I think he slowed down throwing shots. He didn't throw as many. I think if he had have put his shots together, he might have stopped me. But that's all part of it. Like, I had to stop him throwing shots. So in points, I had to be feinting him up. I had to step away. I had to step in. I was a little bit cleverer to know when to step out and when to step in. And by my time throwing the shot at the right time, the rush the rust is real. You can say fighters can say, look, there's no rust here, but the rust is real when it's you can have as many spars as you want. You can have people from different gyms coming down. You can have street fights if you want, but when when it's a boxing match and it's real, you've got all your family, your friends around, and your careers on the line. You're both going at it. The rust is real.
Absolutely. So the morning after the fight, the dust has settled.
Yeah.
You took the loss, you've accepted the defeat, magnanimous in defeat. At what point did you think back to the drawing board? Did you give yourself a little break, or did you know straight away, we're going to take a little bit of a holiday here and then get back into camp and look for something else? At what point did you decide, let's get back to the drawing board, let's get back in the gym?
To be fair to so Matchroom, they treated me like a king. We had the hotel. We was looked after all week. The next day, me missus she come down the fight night, and the next day we went down for breakfast. I had a few friends there. I weren't hurt, I weren't cut, I weren't bruised, I weren't sore physically. I was literally, it's just a little bit sharper on the night. That's all it was. So I was in a happy place. Went home, went to see my kids, and it was all the reason I actually come back was part because of the kids. He was like, "Go and get me a belt. I'd be good to get a belt and that." And it was to show them as well. You can't just expect you've got to do the hard work to get to the good places. So when I come back, I knew I was going to box again. I knew when I signed my contract and when I penciled my medical in for the year, I knew we had one more year left in me.
Mhm.
Um, that's a definite because it's the years on. But after the medical runs out this year, then we reassess and we go again. Even if I'm winning, even if I'm losing,
Mhm.
every year we reassess. I'm in it for I'm in it for for the year up to now. So
Good man. So the next fight is penciled in.
yeah,
You're boxing James Francis in December, an all
yeah,
Merseyside derby, central area, super featherweight title. So, potentially there's the title for the kids for Christmas.
yes,
Talk to me about the fight, Brian. James Francis, what do you know of him? Have you sparred? Have you been around him? Do you know him? Talk to me about the fight.
yeah. To be fair, when you said central area title for the kids for Christmas, I just got goosebumps.
There we go.
So
That's what it's about.
it's good. It's good. Yeah, so I know James. He's a good kid. He's a strong explosive fighter. Um, I've done a bit of work with him. I've sparred him a lot. Um, I tried to help him out in his career when he started off. He was with my coach at the minute, but my coach is also my mate. So I helped him out. I actually padded padded James a few times, sparred him a few times, taught him a few tricks. Just the old you've got to give back to the younger lads. I mean, you've got to. Um, he's a good kid. There's no bad blood. But once you get in the ring, under the ropes, it's a different ball game. I always go back to the old saying, even in we were sparring years ago, and one of the dads, he didn't is the mum had, I think she had a hangover, so he had to bring the baby to the gym. The baby's only not even one, so we're sparring and we're knocking shit out of each other. We're knocking shit out of each other. And I think there might have been four lads. As soon as you duck under them ropes and you get out, you go back over to the baby and you're like, hello, good, and all that. But as soon as you duck back under the ropes to get your hands in, the switch changes.
Yeah.
And then you're back in that fight mode. And so for me, and 99% of other fighters, as soon as you roll under them ropes,
Yeah.
it's a different switch, it's a different mindset. It's 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 on really.
Yeah, absolutely. You say it will be on December 6th. In terms of there's no bad blood, what you say there's a lot of respect. You
Yeah,
know each other. But this is going to be billed as a Merseyside derby. There is a
yeah.
title on the line. It's not the bright lights of a matchroom show, but are these
Oh,
the kind of fights that you get your teeth stuck into as well? Not a grudge match, but a derby, central
yeah,
area title. These domestic clashes, they've been shown in recent years. They could throw up some bangers yourself and Michael Gomez Jr.
yeah,
not too many moons ago. These fights really do bring out the best in fighters, don't they?
yeah. They do, they do. They're the proper fights. First of all, hats off to James for taking good 50-50 fights. He had a good fight his last fight out. He's stepping up. He's stepping up when kids aren't stepping up. So fair play to him. Um, I've been in local derbies before. I've been in two actually. I've been in two 10 rounders. I've been on Matchroom shows. I've been on boxer shows. I've been Echo Arena debut. I've been around a bit. I've been around a lot. To be fair, I've been around great champions, world champions, around the gym, around the block, as you say. Um, I've got a lot of experience. I've got a lot of boxes ticked, and you know what? To me, it's as mad as it sounds. It's another day. It's another day. The fight is actually the good bit. I know I keep banging on about this is the good bit. The pressure is you come home, yeah. You've got no your kids have got no tea on the table. You're you're eating your chicken and broccoli. The kids are saying, "What am I having for tea?" You basically you forget about what you like. Your real life. Look, mum will have to do it. Um, I'm in camp. The little fellow was saying to me the other day, can we go fishing? And I'm like, lad, I'll speak to you in 8 weeks. Um, he's sitting next to me, and I'm like, lad, I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to know. Um, I'm sorry, but they're the pressures, the fight, the good bit. But I'm taking every box in the gym. I'm eating good. I'm training very hard. And then also as I always do anyway. So whether it was a local derby, whether it's a title fight, whether it's an against the journeyman over 4 rounds, I'm going to be training hard. I'm going to give everything to be not blowing my own trumpet. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I give an everything. I feel like I'm all out. I'm all heart, and I think people like that. They like the how real I'm real. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, and nothing else changes. I'm going to wear my heart on my sleeve on the 6th of December.
Absolutely. You can see it coming out of you already. We're a few weeks away, but we can see the passion there. You talk about stepping away from family life and having to almost be selfish at points ahead of a fight. You took yourself over to Marbella, am I right in saying, for a bit of a training camp? Talk to me about that, Brian. How did that go?
Yeah. Yeah, so what happened is we went to Vegas to watch Canelo Crawford. What a night that was. What two of them, pair of superstars in boxing. Um, we let our hair down. We enjoyed ourselves. We had some good food. We had a little bit of a break. We knew we had to come back and work hard and to see the best in the business do it in the flesh and to see what they go through. When I come home, I thought, you know what will up my game? What will improve my game? So I've been away camps before. And I thought, you know what? Take myself away, change my mindset. Coming back from a holiday, you're a little bit you've got the blues a bit as well. Do you want to train? Do you even want to get up? You're just like but and then also yeah I do because look at the long goal. So went away, got a bit of training in the sun, got a little bit sharper, got a bit faster, chipped away at my weight, got me man first it was to get my mind right. So my mind's right. I come back um last week. Last week I come back. I was in the gym. The mindset completely the switch has changed. It was sad. It was hard to be away from the kids. The kids in my life, me missus my life, but it has to be done because it's a crazy stuff what you do. You sacrifice so much away from the kids for the kids. You deprive yourself all these good stuff for better.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was worth it. I come back, I got my mind straight. I got a good few rounds sparring with all the younger kids, all the sharp kids.
Yeah.
I got loads of hill running. It was good. I enjoyed my break, but it was for my mind mainly.
So you're going to take the positives from that training camp. Something I wanted to pick up on as well. You mentioned earlier about Ibrahim Suleiman and his activity, and you could tell, that he's been boxing very frequently.
Yeah.
Now, James Francis, he's boxed 5 times this year. You've boxed the once. Is that a worry that he's got this
No,
activity as well, or is it the fact you've got that one on the board now? You back into the swing of things. Is the worry,
exactly.
or is it not going to bother you?
No, exactly that. So the activity, he's actually had two. So I had the Abraham Sullivan fight.
Mhm.
He had one the week later or 2 weeks later. Then he boxed again. Um, his first fight, I don't think he thrown a shot
Mhm.
in the first fight. No disrespect. So is that even activity? I don't know. The second fight, he boxed a kid who was 0-8.
Mhm.
Um, is that activity? I don't know. So anyway, no disrespect to him. He beat the kid who they put in front of him last time. Well done to him. But my activity was literally a kid who was flying at me, and when I come back from that fight, I didn't even have a week off. I was in the gym. I probably. I've sparred more than I have. I've sparred a good few kids. A few kids in Liverpool. Went over there to Marbella, sparred a few there. My sparring's been okay. Not I haven't stepped it up yet. I'm actually sparring tomorrow. And Friday, so start stepping up this week. But I've had a good while I was out, while I was resting, while I was meant to be resting, while I was meant to be taking my foot off the pedal. I was training every day anyway. So I've been active. Probably had 4 days in Vegas, and
Mm.
in Vegas I would probably shadow boxing then anyway. So the activity wise, no, I'm I've been in the gym. I've had a good. The rust is the rust was actually shook off me properly. I think the rust got punched off me.
Right, it's always a fascinating chat with you, mate. I'll give you the floor to close us out. December 6th,
Yeah,
Central Area, Super Featherweight title, Merseyside Derby. Tell us in your words, how's this fight go? How do you bring that belt back to the kids for Christmas?
yeah. It's God willing. It's all God's plan. So to be fair, I I keep trying to get away from boxing. I keep trying to get away from titles, and they keep dragging me back. Is it God's plan? Is it meant to be? I think so. I really do think so. And I'm willing to give it me all. I'm willing to give everything. I'm willing to sacrifice. And God's plan. I become Central Area champion.
Ryan, as I say, it's always a pleasure
Thank you.
to catch up. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you speaking to SimBoxx, and best of luck come fight night.
Yeah, top man. Thank you.